Hello and welcome to another video in my JavaScript tutorial course. In this video we'll be going over if-else statements. So I'll just go over the syntax of an if-else statement and then explain what goes on. But first let me just declare a variable called a, which is equal to 5. Now I'm just going to make a quick if-else statement, then I'll just talk through what happens. So I have if, then let's say brackets, then a condition goes within these brackets using one of our comparisons operators from the video before, and a is, let's say, equal. We want to check if a is actually equal to 5. This is true right now, so if it's true we have curly braces, and within these curly braces we have code that is executed based on the value that is returned from this. So right now the value that is returned is that this is true, therefore the code that comes through, let's say we'll console log your oh my god, my English is really bad. No. I'm joking, guys. I'm just testing you. You're right. So I've just saved this, and this is what comes up in my console log. So just talking through this, the if statement evaluates a condition in the parentheses, and if the result is true, it executes a block of code within these curly braces. So just remember, if bracket, this is where your condition goes. You have curly braces, this is where the code that you want to execute if this is true. So what happens if it's not true, you might say? Well, we have an else statement for that reason. So you have else, you don't need brackets for this, because if this is false, then you just need to put curly braces, because that's what will return false. You don't need a separate condition for this unless you use an else if, which I'll go through right after this. And then let's say you want to console log you're wrong. Whoops, I need to put double quotation. Sorry about that spelling, guys. So it still actually consoles log you're right, because this essentially is right, because a is actually equal to 5. But let's say a is not equal to 5 and a is equal to 6. So before I refresh this, what happens is this returns false. So it goes straight to the else statement, and then it will execute whatever's in the else statement. So now when I save this, it will come up as you're wrong. However, let's say we want to check multiple parameters. So let's say you want to check a is bigger than 6, is a equal to 6, or a is none of those, where it's less than 6. So let's do exactly that. So you want to check, is a bigger than 6? Well, that's false, but you also want to, so this would come up as false, and then it will console log you're wrong. But let's say you want to also check, is a equal to 6? So you have an else if statement. So this is exactly how it goes. It's pretty similar to the if statement that we just made, except that we have else right in front of it. Then usual brackets, a equal 6, triple equals, remember, and console.log, let's say it is equal. So in this case, let's talk through it. A is equal to 6. So in this if statement, a is not bigger than 6. Remember, let's say a is 6. So it does not console log you're right. So in this else if statement, it's checking whether a is equal to 6. Well, in this instance, a is equal to 6, so you console log it is equal. But if a was not to equal 6 and also not bigger than 6, this kind of code would run and execute. So that's one way of having if-else statements. Another way is having a ternary operator. So let's say this is just a much easier way, sometimes, especially when you don't have really complex code in here. But obviously if it's really complex, it's better to have it in if-else statements. But if you have, just checking short things, or when you realize, oh wait, you don't want to have it over multiple lines, the ternary operator is excellent for that. Now I'm going to go through ternary operators. So I've just commented out this code here, and I just want to show you how it'd be writing if-else statements without actually using if or else if. So what you do, it's a much shorthand way of doing everything, and instead use quotation marks and colons. So what you do is you have brackets, you have the thing that you're testing, so it's a bigger than 6. This is followed by a quotation mark, which is to show that if a is bigger than 6, you have a function that you want to kind of execute you're right. I can never get these right. You're right. And else is replaced by a colon, and you just console log you're wrong. Oh my god. So cannot access a before initialization. Oh, I haven't used a variable here, so let b is equal to, and now it's going to work. So you have to use a variable and then you use your ternary operator. The thing with this ternary operator is that although it might be shorter, it is less readable. So like, for example, if you compare it with this code, if, else if, and else, it is much readable, it's easier to understand, but with question marks and colons, it is a bit harder to understand. Anyway guys, hope you enjoyed the video. As always, please like and subscribe. In the next video, I'll be sure to go over logical operators this time. Bye.